The BBC has evidence that the ceasefire in Myanmar, which followed last month's earthquake there, is being repeatedly broken by its military rulers. Thousands of people died in the quake, and the truce was agreed to help recovery efforts. But the military has continued to launch attacks, killing both rebel fighters and civilians alike. Well, our correspondent Quentin Sommerville and camera journalist Lee Durant travelled undercover to Myanmar's rebel-held areas, the first broadcast journalist to do so since the earthquake.
The thick jungles of Karenni state are a sanctuary for those resisting military rule. Even here, far from the earthquake's epicentre, parts of the forest were swallowed whole. When the ground shook, locals thought it was another junta bombing raid. Aftershocks still come daily. At the Sacred Heart of Jesus Church, it was as if the sky fell in. The quake brought down the roof and church steeple. Repairs came quickly in time for Easter. A miracle that none were hurt, they say. The congregation survived nature's wrath, and here there was hope that the promised ceasefire might bring them a deeper peace from Myanmar's long civil war. We travelled north to the frontline town of Mobe in Shan State to see how the truce was holding. It's a slow start for these young rebel fighters. They're from here, this is their home. They've lived and breathed this rebellion for the past few years. Like other resistance groups, they say they've stopped all attacks to help people recover from the quake. But Myanmar's military rulers haven't laid down arms. Their front lines are just 100 metres from the military base. They keep a wary eye on the junta forces within. Their 23-year-old commander Stefano says the military's promised truce is worthless.
They said they want a ceasefire, but they continued attacks by using all means. Not only soldiers on the ground, but with drones and fighters too. Our comrades on the other gate experienced airstrike twice after the ceasefire announcement.
The next morning, the attack comes again, as we saw close up for ourselves. It sounds like mortars. Here, the junta attacks daily. There is no ceasefire.
Heads down, so with the head down, like head down. Yeah.
The junta's forces are just across this road.
Here we go. Let's go.
And they try to launch a sneak attack on the rebels. We move closer to the base. Those explosions and that gunfire you can hear, it's pretty close. It sounds like a localised fire, but it isn't. The regime is targeting not just these men and these lines, but the entire region, towns, villages and civilians. The young rebels say they only fire back when attacked, but the junta has been bombing daily and indiscriminately. And far from the front lines, deeper in the jungle, more evidence of the breakdown in the ceasefire. Here, hidden from military warplanes and drones, a secret hospital. The staff helped earthquake victims, but are again treating the war wounded. There's been no let-up in the bloodshed. This man was hit in this morning's raid on rebel lines. Shrapnel from a government mortar has entered his shoulder. He's lost a lot of blood, but he's going to be okay. The doctor in charge is Thi Hatun. He has little patience for what he calls the junta's lies.
They only care about their own interests. They will only care about their own organization. They do not care about the rest of this country, their own generation, the youth, the elderly, anything.
In the farms around Mobiye, rockets and shells from the junta's base rained down regardless of the ceasefire. We arrived here after 4 hit. These families have moved from the town to be out of harm's way from the war. A 60-year-old woman was killed. Every night they sleep here, an air raid shelter built under the floor of a bamboo home. The wreckage here comes from the war, not the quake, and casualties too. 4 men died in an airstrike here 2 days into the ceasefire. And here, Kala, a 45-year-old farmer, was killed in an artillery strike on this store on the same day. I met his widow Mala. She's 7 months pregnant.
When the shells started to land, we were all at the front of the house. Then, shells landed near us. We tried to move and we hid at the back of the house, but he stayed where he was. The artillery shell landed and exploded near him. He died in the place where he thought he was safe. He was a good man and a good husband.
Despite the earthquake, the war in Myanmar has not missed a beat. And here on the front lines, they sing songs of victory and say the only ceasefire they will trust will come with a junta's defeat. Quentin Sommerville, BBC News, Mobiye, Myanmar.